Now this illustration deals with method of bonding at the service equipment in accordance with NEC 250.92B. Now to the left of the illustration, notice 250.92B as in boy 1 permits the grounded service conductor to be used to bond everything in from a weatherhead all the way down. We can use it to bond into the meter. We can bring that grounded conductor in and bond it through the main bonding jumper that bonds the grounded bar to the enclosure and the grounding electrode conductor. And that's what our 250.92B1 is showing. Now, fittings that could be used to bond in with is to the right. Now, notice we're referring you to 250.142A1. You could use the grounded neutral conductor, and of course you have A1, A2, and A3 that you'd look at. But notice 250.92B2 permits threaded connections such as hubs, threaded connectors, threaded couplings, and so forth. Now, notice the next one is B3 to 250.92, and it permits threadless fittings such as couplings and connectors. And if we look at just 250.92B, we have to use bonding jumpers around standard lock nuts and bushings. They're concentric or eccentric knockouts. Now, what this is basically saying, if I have just a clean hole, no punched out rings, just a clean hole, then I could bond in with a bonding jumper, a conduit system through a bushing and a lug. But now, when they say standard, it basically means to electricians there's no screw or means provided with a fitting to bond the fitting to the conduit. They're just standard lock nuts that you just take and tighten down. Then we have to bond with it. So going to the left, let's look at that. The illustration to the left there, using a bonding jumper, using standard lock nuts and bushings, or punched out rings are left, and then where the conduit, service conduit terminates. Now notice the supply side bonding jumper there and the grounded conductor coming in. The grounding electrode conductor, as well as that main bonding jumper, are sized from the service entrance conductors. So again, let's just say 4 terminating to a 225 amp main, then your supply side bonding jumper, the supply side grounded conductor, the grounding electrode conductor, all have to be number 2. The only time you'd have a smaller conductor is if that grounding electrode conductor connected to a driven rod, concrete encased electrode, or ground ring. In that case, it could be number 6, number 4, number 2 in some cases. So you size it first, that grounded conductor. As you see up there, it's a GSC. You size it from table 250.102C1, repetitious with this, but it's important that we make sure it's that way. And that would be a number 2 based upon 4 conductors. So everything you see in that panel board should be at least number 2. With that, we're connecting the grounding electrode conductor to a driven rod, concrete encased electrode, or ground ring. And we know we find that in 250.66 A through C. Now, you say, no, I have one lock nut that is self-bonding. Then you don't need to put a supply side bonding jumper on. You have complied with 250.92, either B3, or you would be using those listed bonding lock nuts and self-bonding bushings. That's in 250.92B4. So this figure 16-92 outlines the methods of bonding at the service in accordance with NEC 250.92B, B1 through B4.